What's going on, Muscle Monsters? Alain Gonzalez here, and in this video I'm going to give you the best workout for skinny guys. Now before I just jump right in and tell you which workout to follow, I want to give you some information that's going to allow you to kind of feel more confident in this approach. So let's start here. There's three main variables when it comes to building muscle. There's volume, there's frequency, and there's intensity. Okay, so volume refers to the amount of work we're doing. So sets times reps times load. That's our volume. And one of the main pathways by which we build muscle is to increase total volume. The next thing is frequency. In this video, when we speak about frequency, we are talking about how many times per week we're hitting a specific muscle group. And then lastly, there is intensity. How much weight we are using relative to how much weight we could actually push. So basically the percentage of our 1 rep max. All right, so let's talk about volume first. Okay, because one of the biggest mistakes that skinny guys make when they go into the gym is they try to do too much volume. And the reason is because all of these big pro bodybuilders preach volume, right? Doing, 24 sets per muscle group in one session. Okay, and yes, that will produce results. The problem is that number one, in the beginning, you're not going to be able to recover fully or efficiently from that much volume. It's just going to be too much. But you will eventually be able to recover and adapt to that much volume, which will cause you to hit a ceiling faster. So now, when you do have to increase the volume, right, you're going to be doing even more work. You're going to be spending even more time in the gym. Okay, so the goal with volume is to do as little as possible for the maximum benefit. Okay, and that way when you do have to increase the volume, you're still not at a position where now you have to spend 2 hours in the gym. Okay, not to mention with lower to moderate volume, because you are in the beginning phases of your training, you're going to be able to recover more efficiently. The next thing is frequency. There's plenty of research out there showing that even when volume is equal, training a muscle group more frequently produces more growth. So it goes without saying that if we had to do, say for example, 12 sets of chest, it's better to do it, with 4 sets on Monday, 4 sets on Wednesday, and 4 sets on Friday than it is to do all 12 sets on Monday. Again, even if the volume is equal. And then there is intensity. You need to be lifting enough to produce muscle growth. This isn't to say that you can't build muscle by going light and hitting 20 reps. You absolutely can, but in that case, you are going to have to do much more volume, much more work than if you had gone heavier. When you're in the beginning phases of your training and you don't want to overcomplicate things, you want to stick to a specific rep range, right? So maybe train with a weight that you can push for no more than 5 to 10 reps maximum. So say, for example, you choose to go with a 5x5, okay? Then the goal is to pick a weight that you can't do for more than 6 or 7 reps and stop at 5, and then focus on progression. We'll get into that in just a second. So with that said, it's pretty easy to see that a full body workout 3 to 4 days a week is probably going to be the best option for you. All right, but here's a couple things we want to talk about when it comes to full body workouts. Number one is that we don't want to overload on the volume. We don't want to do too much volume. And again, that comes back to the ability to recover. Okay, because if you're not able to recover, you're not going to be able to progress, right? You're not going to be able to lift heavier next time, which is essentially what's going to allow you to continue growing. Another thing is your exercise selection. In the beginning, your focus is not to build your biceps. Your focus is to build your body. So if you've got a limited amount of time that you're going to be spending in the gym, which you should, only because we don't want to do so much work that's unnecessary, right? Then you want to make sure that you're getting the best bang for your buck. And this is why I would recommend focusing on 4 to 6 of the best compound lifts out there, right? So maybe a vertical and horizontal push, a vertical and horizontal pull, and then maybe like a lower body push and a lower body pull. Okay, that's 6. That's the maximum. Let's just get into each one, right? So a horizontal push might be the bench press, right? We want to use the bench press to build up our chest, our shoulders, and our triceps. Okay, a vertical press would be something like an overhead press. Again, this is going to be more so, upper chest, but again, triceps and shoulders. All right, the horizontal and vertical pulling is going to be like a bent barbell row and a pull down, okay, or a pull up. Either way, with these two movements, we're hitting all areas of the back. Now, the truth of the matter is that if you're in the beginning phases of your training, you probably don't need to do both. Just a bent barbell row is going to be enough to hit the mid, upper back, and the lats, plus the biceps and the rear delts, right? And then maybe as you progressively get deeper into your training, then you can start incorporating that vertical pull. Either way is fine. Just keep that in mind if you don't want to spend too much time in the gym. And then we got our lower body push. So that would be something like a squat, right? The king of all lower body exercises. And then maybe a deadlift for a lower body pull where it's more hamstring dominant. But even there, right, in the beginning, you may not even need to do the deadlift. You may be able to get by with just the squat for a certain amount of time, right? And then over time, obviously you're gonna have to introduce more volume, right? Need to focus on the hamstrings more, and that's when you would throw in the deadlifts. This isn't to say that you shouldn't do deadlifts, but if you need to save some time, then that would be the exercise to eliminate when it comes to your lower body exercises. So those 4 to 6 movements should be the focal point of your training. From there, right, we want to focus on getting better at each of these movements. As long as we're getting better at each of these movements, right, we're going to get stronger. We're going to be able to load more weight onto the bar. And this is what's going to produce muscle growth. Because if we're benching 135 pounds for 4 sets of 10, week after week after week, our body's not going to have any reason to grow, right? But if it's 135 for 4 sets of 10, and then it's 140 for the same 4 sets of 10, right? Or maybe 140 for 4 sets of 12. Either way, we're doing more work, right? It's more volume, and you're going to grow. You're stimulating new growth. So you have to focus on strength, which brings me back to the importance of frequency, right? Frequency is important because we are stimulating muscle protein synthesis numerous times throughout the week. Unlike if you were training, say for example, on a bro split where you're doing your chest once a week. Say it's Monday, it's chest day, you elevate protein synthesis, it drops back down to baseline, and for the rest of the week, you're not in a growing state when it comes to your chest, right? Not until the following week. Well, with the higher frequency, you're stimulating that protein synthesis more regularly. But on top of that, what you're also getting is more practice, right? Strength is a skill, so the more you're bench pressing, the better you'll get at the lift, which will allow you to add more weight faster, which will produce more muscle growth, right? It's actually quite simple. Those are probably the most important things about training when you're a naturally skinny guy, especially if you're in the beginning phases of your training. So again, this is why I recommend the full body workouts, 3 to 4 days a week maximum, with low to moderate volume, and a focus on strength, a focus on progression, and again, focusing mainly on the big heavy compound lifts that are going to give you the best bang for your buck. And then later, over time, you can introduce those isolation lifts, right? Later, over time, you can start introducing different rep ranges and things of that nature. But right now, in the beginning, at least for the next 12 weeks, I want you to focus on that and that only. Main compound lifts, 3 days a week, and progressively getting stronger. All right, and if you're looking for a routine to follow, right, that's going to give you the sets, the reps, and all the details that you need, then just order my book, Bulk Up Fast, because it is right now completely free. Okay, I'm giving you the book. I've already bought the book for you. All I ask is that you pay for the shipping. I'll send it anywhere in the world. The link will be in the description. Just tell me where to send it. Cover the shipping fee. I've already paid for the book, and you'll get this in the mail. All right? If you don't want to do that and you don't want to wait for the book, then there's plenty of other full body workout routines out there that you can download. Okay? But that's what I recommend. All right? It's that simple. If you have any questions in regard to this training program or this training style, please leave them in the comment section below. Do not forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace.